So I remember I used to ride some small ponies and decent horses here, but when I went there, that is where I came to know how big the sport is. Those army horses and all the top riders used to come there and compete.
Right.
And I remember I had some 150 entries in my category.
Wow.
Horse riding in broader spectrum is divided into three main categories or three main sports. One is horse racing, one is polo, and one is equestrian. So he or she, rather amateur rider, should go for an experienced horse, which will give that rider certain confidence. Horses are the animals who live in a herd.
Right, correct. So otherwise they would be lonely.
I mean, it's always better to have somebody with you.
Correct.
We push them a little bit to go for a hack ride. When they go in the open, they enjoy the nature. They enjoy that silent peace. The horse is walking. You have a handler. And we generally prefer sunrise or sunset times. See, whether it be golf, whether it be horse riding, when it comes to elite sports, you need to have elite people within your community. And when elite people come together, then you don't have to ask them to go and network. They do it anyways.
Correct.
Kid is a ball of energy. And like I said, if you try to control that energy, it's not going to help you. So you have to channelize that energy.
Correct.
And I can promise if the kid is riding for an hour, then the kid won't have energy to go and watch the mobile phone.
True, they will be so exhausted by it.
Exactly. Those 2 minutes are... or should be rather for every rider, I would say, you should never give up on competing.
Right.
Because the day you give up on competing, you stop progressing.
Right.
In the same year, in 2011 I started riding. In 2012 April, on the same day when I started riding, 6th April 2011 is when I started riding. And 6th April 2012 I got my first medal in the Delhi Horse Show. Which was one of the biggest horse shows at that time.
Wow. Hello everyone and welcome to yet another episode of Kritva Unplugged. This is a space where we are bringing to you information, stories from different fields of sport. This is a place where we are bringing you stories not just from the athletes and coaches, but from the people who are building the entire ecosystem of sports in India, may it be on or off the field. I am Tanushree, I'm a sports storyteller, and I am your host for this podcast. Our guest for today is going to talk about something so amazing, or a sport that I'm pretty sure every one of us is fascinated by. Our guest, Ashay Khire, is an athlete in horse riding in the equestrian sport. He has been competing for the last 15 years. And in fact, in the last 8 years, he has also started his own academy where he teaches young kids to compete in this sport. There are so many different ways in which he brings out how we as normal people can experience horse riding. That is what we're going to be speaking in this episode. So let's jump right in. So welcome Ashay, and thank you so much for joining on the Kritva podcast.
Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Yes, absolutely.
It's fantastic always.
I am very excited to talk to you because you are into a very different sport. So horse riding and equestrian. So you were 15 years old when you actually got into this sport. How did it happen for you? Can you just share?
So my parents and myself, we always had an ambition of getting into a sports career.
Right.
And then we had animals throughout. I mean, we had dogs and cats, and there was a special place for horses throughout my life, a special thing about them. And I think both the ideas got collaborated, and I'm here into the equestrian sport now. Yes.
So at 15, so did you just go there primarily just for the training part of it, or did you already have in mind, okay, I am going to compete into this sport?
So at that time, the sport was very restrictive. I mean, for me, it was just going there and learn to ride a horse. That's it. But then my first coach, he was from the 61st Cavalry, retired, which is, I think, the only cavalry regiment now in the Asia. Yes.
Wow.
And so he was the one who pushed me, to compete and to take the sport professionally.
Right.
And that is how it kept going.
So overall, the accessibility for this particular sport was very, very low, especially
Yes.
so many years back, right? How did you find this person, or like, did you have to vet a couple of centers, or was this the only one that was
So
available?
I think that was the only option for me at that time.
Right.
It was, I think, closer to where I used to stay, and at that time, I don't think people used to Google for things
So
and
much.
check the reviews and then go to the place. It was just, let's start, and we used to go and start riding. And like I said, my coach became like a family to me
Right.
in my first initial days itself. And that's it. I mean, that is what helped me throughout
Yeah.
my early days of riding.
Right. And so when is it that you started competing? So at 15, you started actually riding.
Yeah.
When is it that you started competing?
So in 7 months after I started riding,
Wow,
I
that
got a
was
chance. Yes, I got
Yeah.
a chance to compete in the state level tournaments,
Okay.
where I won show jumping and some events
Right,
which I was capable of at that time.
Right.
And then in the same year, in 2011, I started riding. In 2012 April, on the same day when I started riding, 6th April 2011 is when I started riding. And 6th April 2012, I got my first medal in
Wow.
the Delhi Horse Show,
Wow.
which was one of the biggest horse shows at that time.
Wow.
So I remember I used to ride some small ponies and decent horses here, but when I went there, that is where I came to know how big the sport is. You know, those army horses
Yeah.
and all the top riders used to come there and compete.
Right. Right.
And I remember I had some 150 entries in my category.
Wow.
So that was
Yeah.
a massive exposure for me.
Correct. Correct.
And yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to go.
Yeah. Has it ever been scary, because like you said earlier, you used to ride on the mares and the smaller horses.
Yes.
When you saw the bigger horses, was it scary when you saw them?
So, see, my riding success is completely based on one theory, that the day fear comes in any rider, that is when you're kicked out of the sport automatically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because your horse responds to the way you are thinking. You are basically the energy provider, I would say.
Correct.
So you are working as the engine,
Yeah.
and the horse is just reacting to what you are thinking. So
There was a very interesting thing that you had mentioned some time back, that the spine of the rider and the spine of the horse,
Yes. Yes.
that was very interesting.
So
Can you
I
share?
don't know if it is technically correct, but that
Right,
is what
but
I
it is-
strongly believe.
Right.
That the spine of the rider and the spine of the horse is at a acute angle,
Yeah.
right angle.
Yeah.
And that is how I think the nervous systems get connected. And
The horse actually understands.
the horse, see, a horse is a very sensitive animal.
Right.
The horse can feel everything.
Right.
Until the time you're giving good feelings to the horse is confident about the rider because you are the leader. And the horse is completely dependent on the rider. So I read this thing, I think 2 weeks back, that if the rider is balanced mentally and physically, then and only then the horse can be balanced mentally and physically.
Wow. That is very interesting. I think, and another thing that we had discussed about was even if the rider is giving instructions, but it is not, that person is not confident, the horse will still not jump.
Yes.
Like even if the instructions are given,
Yes.
the horse feels the feelings and it still doesn't
Yes.
jump. Like,
Yes. So, see, it's like I said, it's about the correct message that you're passing to your horse. If, see, it's to give you an example, if you are taking a small kid
Okay.
to a park and you're crossing a street, and if you are scared to cross that street, the kid is obviously going to be more
yeah, scared.
scared because he's
Okay.
completely dependent on you.
Yeah.
Whereas here, the kid is the horse.
Right. Oh, I like that. That's a very beautiful way of
And
looking
that
at
is how it goes, isn't it?
Fantastic. So now when it comes to horse riding or other competitive horse racing also for that matter,
Yes.
there are different verticals in that. So could you explain a little more about what it means to compete in the field of sports with the horses? So in terms of racing and riding, and what exactly is equestrian?
So horse riding in broader spectrum is divided into three main categories or three main sports. One is horse racing, one is polo, and one is equestrian. Now, equestrian is the sport that is included in the Olympics from I think 1912. So one of the oldest sports. And in Olympic there are three disciplines. One is dressage, one is show jumping, and one is 3-day eventing.
Okay.
In 3-day eventing, a pair of a rider and a combination competes for 3 days into the three different disciplines. First day is dressage, second day is cross country, and third day is show jumping. So Indian team is very good in eventing.
Okay.
So my best friend Ashay Khire, he became the Asian champion last month.
Oh wow!
In eventing.
Wow.
So
and
India
what has
is
been
very
your vertical? What has been your niche?
So eventing is my favorite.
Right.
And I think my first horse Archana, he was one of the top eventers.
Wow.
And cross country is the phase that I love the most because it's challenging and it's more manly. You have that adrenaline to go and
True.
So there's a long gallop, fixed fences, and you go into the jungle, you jump off the logs, you jump into the water. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I think
that is
my favorite part about the sport.
Fantastic. So like you spoke about, the kind of connection that you have with your horse is what is going to determine how, the outcome of the result of your sport.
Yes.
So even when I was doing skating, I remember the different shoes that you have, that also impacts,
correct,
the way that you perform.
Yes.
So horse is a living being. How is it that people can, select the right kind of horse for themselves?
Depends on what level are you looking for a horse. For an amateur, I would say he should go for a horse, or he or she, rather, amateur rider, should go for an experienced horse.
Okay.
Which will give that rider certain confidence. But if I talk about myself, if I go to an auction, I would see the scope in the horse.
Right.
I would rather prefer a younger horse which I can train my way. And so I would look for a better scope. And then just try to bring the best out of the horse.
Yeah. You are actually very good with breaking in the horse, is what they say, because not a lot of people have the kind of skill that you do. So can you just share more?
My coach from England, with whom I was for around 4 or 5 years, he was a very good trainer. And that was my job, to train young horses there. And when you train young horses, you have to be very clear about the psychology of the horse, I would say, because that is where you're playing in.
Yeah.
Some horses are shy, some horses are good.
Yeah.
So you have to find the potential.
Right.
And then train accordingly.
Have you also come across horses which were a little more aggressive? Maybe they didn't want to be trained, or they didn't want to, kind of be domesticated in a way?
So most of the horses are a little shy when you start with them. Because they're sport horses, they're energetic. And so you cannot control that energy. As a rider, or as a trainer, what you can do is you can channelize that energy.
Right.
Now, if you try to control the energy, it's a complete wrong combination. You're fighting against the horse then. So it is easier to channelize that energy. But yes, I have had some aggressive horses.
Yeah. So like for the jockey who is going to be riding the horse, and they decide their events, does the horse's personality also kind of determine what are the kind of events they would be good at?
Yes, at advanced levels, yes. Initially, I think every horse can jump up to 1 meter courses, do decent eventing, do decent dressage. But then, yes, horses are bred according to the events.
So
there is special dressage breeding, there is special show jumping breeding, there's special horses bred to event. So then there's a lot of bloodline check, that if a horse has got more thoroughbred blood in that, then the horse can be more successful in eventing. If the horse has more of Holstein or Celifrancis or Dutch warm bloods, then they can be better jumpers. And similarly for dressage.
Oh wow, that is actually very interesting.
Yes, but in India you have to work on what you get.
True.
And that is what I strongly believe in. this breeding and bloodline, and it matters, but
Yeah.
you should, as a rider, try to bring the best out of your horse.
And overall, this particular sport in India is still in its nascent stage, or would you say that it's pretty
It's
out there?
It's good now.
It is good now.
Yeah.
It's much better now. Okay, nice.
It is doing fantastic.
Ah.
And because people are winning, people are going abroad, people are training there. So more sponsors are coming in.
Correct. True. So how is it that you met your first horse?
So I had no option at that time but to buy my own horses, because by then I had started training with Colonel G.M. Khan.
Right.
And his training pattern was like, you should have your own horse, because at the competitive level, you should have your own horse. That is when you can actually bond, and it's simple. If you are the only one driving your car, then your car is going to be in a better condition. It's like that.
Yeah.
So I had bought my first horse called Pegasus, rather booked him.
Okay.
And then my coach said that you should have a partner for him.
Okay.
And that's where I found Arjuna.
Okay.
So Arjuna was actually bought as a partner for the main horse that we had bought. But then he became a superstar.
Oh, wonderful. So why do horses need partners?
So the strange thing, but horses are the animals who live in a herd.
Right, correct.
So
otherwise they would be lonely.
it's always better to have somebody with you.
Correct. Oh, that is interesting. And then, so how did your journey start with Arjuna?
Arjuna was a 4-year-old when I bought him, ex-race horse. So getting a horse from racing into the equestrian is changing the complete muscle set of the horse.
Oh, nice.
So a racing horse has got a muscle set of a running athlete, whereas a jumper needs a muscle set of a jumping athlete.
Correct. Got it.
So that is a complete change. And then we started slow. In a year or two, he got injured. I was asked to put him down.
Oh God.
Yes, in 2015. And I was completely shattered by that thing. And it took us almost a year and a half to get him out of the injury. And post that, he won everything. So
wow.
That's his credibility.
Wow. So he was destined to be that superstar.
Yes. He was the main man.
Yeah. And then, so how was it with Pegasus? So, did you train with Pegasus as well, or was
Pegasus wasn't a suitable horse for me.
Okay.
So we gave him off to a friend, basically, who has got a farm in Bhimashankar.
Right.
So that friend just wanted to hack around, and I think he was more suitable for him. So
why was he not suitable for you?
He was too shy, I think.
Right.
And I was not as good as I am today to train him. So it was my fault, I would say. That I couldn't give him more chances to prove himself.
Right. Oh, that is interesting. So this actually brings me to a very interesting question. So how is it that riders communicate with the horses without really using words? So how can you connect with your horse?
So I think the relationship between a rider and horse starts in the stable. Where you actually be around the horse, you groom the horses, you clean the stables, you feed them. That is where the relationship is built. And then how good you form that relationship is proven in the ring. That's the result of it.
So the basic trust factor that you have, or the care factor also for that matter,
Yes.
when you are doing that, it matters to that extent to the horses?
Yes, it does. It does.
Wow.
So if you start riding abroad, first 6 months, they will just let you muck the stables and groom the horses.
Oh.
That's it.
Oh. So you're not allowed to ride a horse at all?
No.
Oh, nice. Okay. Very interesting. So now you have moved, or evolved rather, from being an athlete to starting your own training center. And it's never easy. And overall, horse riding, or, this is a very expensive sport. So
Correct.
how was your journey into starting that? What were the kind of challenges you had? And now how many years have you been doing this?
So we started this, I think, 8 years back. I was quite young when I started it, and it just got started. I mean, there was no plan, nothing. We had horses, and we were just, come on, let's start making some money.
Right.
It was a simple idea because it is an expensive sport, and I had competed by that time everywhere around. And sometimes you have to take responsibility, and so that is how it started. In I think 3 years, we were hit badly by lockdown.
Yeah.
When the business was actually at a point where, yes, we were ready to make some money. But then lockdown happened, and you can shut the shop down, but you cannot shut your equestrian center completely. You need the staff, you need to keep feeding the horses.
Correct.
So that was quite challenging. But otherwise, I think, see, as entrepreneurs, we love challenges, isn't it? And that is what gets the best out of us. And that is how I think we find solution to every problem.
Very true. So I know that you have a very interesting model, in terms of ownership of the horses that you have at your center as well.
Yes.
So people can also be co-owners of the horses with you, right?
Yes, this is a very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah.
So that is how we could survive in the lockdown.
Right.
So everybody wants to have their own horse. Now, people who start riding, not everyone, but people who want to start riding, people who want to do something in horse riding, they always have that passion of having their own horse.
Correct.
Yaar, mera ghoda hai. I know, that kind of thing. But then buying a horse is a XYZ cost.
Correct.
Maintaining it is a bigger cost.
Correct.
Then comes your veterinary bills and all of that. So it's a big expense, right? So rather than you having your horse and paying 40,000-50,000 a month, I'll do the same. The third person will again do the same.
Correct.
Then why not we buy a horse together? You do your rides, I'll do my ride, and the expenses will be divided. So that is how the sport is going to go cheaper.
And more accessible,
So
I think.
more accessible to everyone. And plus everybody's wish of having that own horse comes true. And when you give a co-ownership to someone, you're not just giving extra rides or that thing of having a horse, but you are giving a responsibility. And that is how a responsible rider is made.
Wow.
A responsible horseman is made.
Wow.
Otherwise, if you just give riding lessons, people will come, do their ride 40-45 minutes and they're done.
Correct, absolutely. So when somebody co-owns the horse with you, do they also earn from that, like in terms of in case you have any riding lessons and things like that, for some group of people who probably don't own the horse but who will just come for the riding lessons or the hack rides that you have?
Right. So see, co-ownership, I would say it's not about earning anything, but it is a lot of saving.
Right. Correct. Got it.
And in horse riding, the more you save is the more you earn.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But yes, we have good horses at the moment, and in future we will lease them in the competitions, and whatever that lease money is will be divided amongst the co-owners. Or if they want to go to any of the show, then they don't have to pay any leasing money for that horse. They just have to pay for the transport, which will be also divided amongst the co-owners. And so I think there's a lot of cost deduction when it comes to co-ownerships, a lot of savings.
Fantastic. And now, so apart from just competitive learning or training at your institute, you also have something for the common masses, right? So in terms of the hack rides and things like that.
Yes.
So can you just share what exactly are hack rides?
So when people come for horse riding, the only intention, or rather most of the people, not everyone, they have that intention ki I want to gallop my horse.
Yeah.
And that is not how it should start. So we push them a little bit to go for a hack ride. When they go in the open, they enjoy the nature. They enjoy that silent peace. The horse is walking. You have a handler. And we generally prefer sunrise or sunset time. So that is when they actually feel that thing between them and the horse.
Yeah.
A galloping horse is just going to give you speed.
Yeah. And that burst
But
of energy.
when you're slowly walking, you're feeling nature. You can see the birds around.
Yeah.
You can go in the water.
Correct.
That is how the bond is formed.
Built.
And then they come for horse riding lessons, and then they realize in their first lesson itself that walking horse itself is difficult, forget about galloping. And then they understand the technicality of the sport.
Correct.
So first, for any rider that comes to us, first you have to get that bond
Correct.
made.
Yeah.
Then comes the technical riding, and then slowly the rider develops.
Competing. What is the youngest age at which somebody could get into horse riding?
He started 3.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. And what is the maximum age that?
We have 53, and so we are catering from 3 to 53 right now.
Wow.
But
That's
yes, the
interesting.
oldest rider competing currently is John Whitaker. He is 70.
Wow.
He is still competing at top level.
Crazy.
So
And okay, does weight matter when it comes to the horses?
in racing, yes. In equestrian also, up to a certain limit, yes. Yes, because it becomes difficult for a heavy rider to balance himself on a horse.
Right.
It's not about the horse carrying the weight. It's about the rider
Carrying their own weight.
carrying their own weight. And in trot, you're actually squatting throughout the time you're trotting.
Yeah.
So for a rider who is little obese, he will struggle a little bit. Whereas a skinnier rider like me can be a little quick.
Yeah. So actually, honestly, even if you are riding the horse, you still need to be very fit. So if you
Yes.
have to compete overall, because like you're sharing, the kind of muscle involvement that happens,
Yes.
even for a rider, that is actually quite massive. It's
Yeah, so horse riding is a head-to-toe exercise. And it's a complete cardio.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, the core is what comes in.
Correct.
Right, and that is where your cardio starts.
Right.
And so I think it is the best cardio rather, because a running athlete or if you go for a jog, it still puts some pressure on your heart. Right, horse riding doesn't.
Wow.
But
Nice.
still it exercises you.
Yeah. Very interesting. I did not know this about horse riding.
See, this is what happens when you become a trainer. You have to analyze things and then talk to the clients.
Correct. Oh, that is fantastic. So now tell me, one of the most important factors in this sport, are of course the mute animals, which are the horses.
Yes.
So while racing yourself or the kind of center that you're running, so what are some of the emotional and the financial commitments that come with this particular sport?
See, the first is your horse, that's your initial capital. Then comes the maintenance. Then comes the veterinary bills. So yes, it is expensive. And yes, horses are very delicate animals. And see, when you do anything with the animals, you have to have that heart ki
Yeah.
kuch bhi ho sakta hai. They don't have
Yeah.
a life as long as a human being, isn't it?
Yeah.
Average age of a horse is what, 20-25. I lost Arjuna when he was 17. He was quite, not quite young, but I was not ready for that. So you have to be ready for all these emotional things that can happen
I think that
to
is
the horse, or there are certain setbacks in the competitions. You plan this show and then your horse gets lame and you feel like you have lost a big opportunity. So because your teammate is, like you said, it's a mute animal.
Correct.
And you have to feel if
they are ready or
they're ready, they're not ready.
Yeah. Wow. You also spoke some time back about this concept of leasing. So what exactly does that mean?
So if a rider does not have a horse to compete, then you can go out and lease horses in the market.
Okay. So at the competition
At
itself.
the competition, before the competition.
Okay.
That depends on what deal you're making.
Okay. So what is usually the range in which you can lease a horse?
That completely depends on the quality of the horse.
Right. Okay.
If you want a horse in a meter class who has already jumped meter 40, is an imported horse, jumped there. has got good track record, then I think it should go between 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs rupees
Seriously?
around. Yeah.
Wow.
See,
And it's for the entire day, or how does that
if the
work?
horse is worth 60 lakhs,
Right.
then you
It
know,
is. Correct. And
it's
it
like-
has those credibilities,
it's like,
basically credentials.
It's like driving a Ferrari.
Yeah.
know.
And you're guaranteed, kind of, to an
Yes,
extent, you're guaranteed a win.
Yeah.
So then whether you
Yes.
win or lose, it depends on the rider, not on the horse.
Yes. Most of the times it depends on the rider, I would say.
Right.
Whatever mistakes happen in the ring are, I think, made by the rider. Because a horse's job in show jumping is only to jump the fence.
Right.
So his job starts from the takeoff to the landing. And a rider's job is to carry the horse in between the two jumps.
Right.
Balance, rhythm, distance, straightness.
Right. So all of that.
All
and
of that.
Taking.
Yeah.
Wow, that is interesting. So, have there been moments, because like you mentioned, it is quite tough, like even at a financial level and at an emotional level also. So, have there been any moments where you almost gave up, running this center or doing this sport?
The center, I never stopped because it's my baby, and I always want to keep it going. But yes, I was struggling a little bit with finding a correct distance to a jump when I was in the UK. And those people are quite strict with all of that. That every inch matters to them. And I was struggling a lot. So that is when I called my dad and I was like, I can do some judging courses and things like that, but I'm not going to ride. So, but that's it. Otherwise, I never
Not
thought of
really
giving up on horse riding.
That is brilliant. So, okay, this is interesting. So, equestrian overall is a sport that it's not accessible to a lot of people, primarily maybe because of the setup or owning your own horse, or there are multiple factors to that. But you are working on making it accessible and a lot more fun to people.
Yes.
So, can you share a little bit about what your idea is?
See, it is an expensive sport because, like I said, your capital itself is a horse.
Correct.
But when an individual wants to start horse riding and you send them a brochure of your rate card, rather, then the first thing is, oh God, it's too expensive. So what we have done is we have started a welcome package.
Okay.
Which is at a 50% discount.
Okay.
Then to compare to the cost of our single ride. And so we are giving 10 lessons in that. I won't mention the cost here, but we are giving 10 lessons in that. And in those 10 lessons, the person is going to understand that, see, he's going to look around the club, he's going to look around the horses, he can see how expensive it is. And then he's willing to pay that amount. Till the time you don't recognize or you don't realize the worth of something, you're not ready to pay. But once you know the worth of paying, then you do it happily.
Very true. And so even in terms of participating in competitions, there are a lot of, that is also pretty expensive. So you've started something within your club as well, right?
Yes. So if you remember the last time we had a conversation, I told you that my dream is to have a competitive team.
Right.
Because it is a sport and I want people to be a part of the sport, not just the horse riding community.
Correct.
But yes, people have various issues, competitive issues rather say. Some people are adults, they're like, abhi 30-35 mein compete karke kya karenge? They don't know that thing. See, this is what I tell everybody. 2 minutes you are in your ring and you are Virat Kohli for those 2 minutes. You have crowd cheering for you and your horse is there, ready to compete. People want to see the best performance out of you.
Correct.
And your horse.
Right.
So for those 2 minutes, you are Virat Kohli. And you should enjoy those 2 minutes. But not everybody is ready for that because of the financial commitment, transporting the horses to the places where the competitions are.
Or even time also for that matter.
Or even time also for that matter.
So if they are occupied in work, they may not be able to travel to compete.
Correct, 100%. So that is why we have started with this league. We are not the first one to start with it, but we have 4 in-house teams.
Oh, nice.
And we have given names of our ex-horses, horses who are not there with us anymore. So it's a tribute to them also.
Wow.
In a way. And we have 4 different teams of riders from different categories. And then we have 4 team captains. Then there's internal fight, and every team captain wants to earn points. So we have a point system in that. Every rider after winning will get certain points, and then the points will be calculated for every team rather, and then the best team will hold the trophy till the next competition.
Oh, nice.
So we did our first show in January. Now we have the second one at the end of March.
Fantastic.
So we are doing 4 shows.
Quarterly, huh?
Yes. Throughout the year, and the last one will be the grand finale. So here you give chance to every rider, like I said, from 3-year-olds to 53-year-olds to go in the ring and compete. And people get comfortable when you're competing within your circuit.
True.
And that is what is going to give you the confidence to go out and compete.
And that's such a beautiful community that you're building within your club as well, because people will come and train at different times.
Yes.
But through this activity, they would also know each other.
Yes.
They will be interacting a lot with each other as well.
They get connected. And see, if I put pressure as a coach, then the rider is going to think. But if the team captain is putting that pressure, or if a teammate rather is putting that pressure, no, you have to perform well, you need to win, then it is a motivation.
Correct, absolutely.
It is that thing that the team captain is trusting me, and I should do the job.
Oh, that is actually very smart way of getting people to experience competitive sports, like you said, the sports part of it, and not just the riding part of it. So tell me, Ashay, normally golfing as a sport, it is again considered, it is an expensive person sport and things like that, and that is considered to be one place where you can do a lot of networking. So is horse riding also a sport where people maybe join or become part of this community for the network aspect of it?
Yes, I think yes. Because see, whether it be golf, whether it be horse riding, when it comes to elite sports, you need to have elite people within your community. And when elite people come together, then you don't have to ask them to go and network. They do it anyways.
Correct.
So it is more of a lifestyle, whether it be horse riding, whether it be golf. It's more of a lifestyle.
True. And it changes your mindset also, which is actually what my next question is about. That if there are working professionals or entrepreneurs also who take up the sport, what are the kind of mental benefits they see? Like, do they increase trust? Do they increase confidence? Fear factor was one of the things you spoke about. So does it help to reduce that? So at a mental level, what happens to a person when they start riding? So
not many people know this, but if you are a officer, whether from Army, Navy, Air Force, passed out of NDA, then there it is mandatory to have basic horse riding training for all of them.
Okay.
And the reason behind that is when you are riding a animal that is 10 times stronger than you, then you need to be patient. So, a good leader needs patience, needs to put trust in their colleagues or
their team,
people working for them.
Yeah.
And if you can do these 3 things, which is first is your patience, then is your trust, and then is the thing to give a second chance or the second opportunity. I think this is what you learn from horse riding. And if you're doing that with like I said, an animal which is 10 times stronger than you, then to do it with a person who speaks your language, sit right next to you, it becomes much more easier.
Yeah. And there's a like a competitive streak also, like the killing instinct, a part of it also. So is that also something that is developed in this?
So I would rather say a horseman will always, whatever happens in the game, a horseman will always take things on himself.
Wow.
That so ownership after every failure, the horseman will rather, like you said, will take the ownership for the mistakes made.
Wow.
And I think that is what a leader needs to understand.
Yeah. So if it's a win, it is a win of
Yes,
both of them. But if it is a loss, then it's the rider's loss.
Rider's mistake.
Oh wow, that is very interesting. So you also have associations with a lot of different schools. So essentially, to introduce kids at a younger age
Yes.
into the sport. So can you just share a little more about if there are more schools that are watching, or people who would want to come? What are the kind of activities they could expect?
So with schools, we do small field trips. We call it mini camps,
Oh,
where
nice.
we cover up most of the things.
Okay.
When they come first, we have, if the kids are small, we have ponies for them. If the kids are of good age, then we have horses for them. So we do a small ride of 15-20 minutes. Then we make them groom the horses, we make them feed the horses, then we take them to the petting farm where we have rabbits, dogs, cats, cows,
wow.
buffaloes, all of that.
Wow.
Where they get a chance to interact with them. And then we have again certain activities at the club just to just to give them a different exposure of archery and rifle shooting.
Oh,
and
nice.
all of that. But yes, our major focus is basically on horse riding and petting farm, just to get them closer to the animals.
And that is so wonderful, because one of the major challenges that parents have these days is devices.
Yes.
So how to get kids
Yes.
away from devices and more into the nature?
Yes.
I think this is a fantastic
See,
thing for
I
them to do.
think parents will always put these things on the kids, that my kid is always on the phone, but it is the parent who is giving that phone to the kid.
Yeah.
The kid is not going to go to the shop and buy the phone.
Right.
It is the parent who is given that. So I might be wrong, but the generation is too soft these days.
And I think, so this was a very interesting conversation I had with a friend of mine who's a parent, that so you say, that you take away the phone, you tell the kids they are not allowed devices, but you need to fill that vacuum with something.
Yes.
It cannot just be,
No.
you take
Correct.
that away, but don't really give them anything. You either need to give them your own time and
Yes.
attention, or then something else to do this. That
Correct.
is fantastic. So for the summer vacations, we have summer coming up. Do you have any camps coming
Yes, we have planned certain camps, and
Right.
on the competition day also I am planning to invite a couple of schools if they would like to get their
Yeah.
kids and
Yeah.
watch
Just to
the riders
see.
compete
Yeah.
and get a small ride.
Correct.
So yes, and like you said rightly, you need to feel that thing in the kid. What happens is a kid is a ball of energy, and like I said, if you try to control that energy, it's not going to help you. So you have to channelize that energy.
Correct.
And I can promise, if the kid is riding for an hour, then the kid won't have energy to go and watch the mobile phone.
True, they will be so exhausted by it.
Exactly.
Already. Oh, that
Not
is
just horse riding, but
Yeah.
any sport or any outdoor activity.
correct. So now that we've been talking about kids, when it comes to horses, there is also something which is called as equine therapy, right? So can you share a little more about that?
So horses, like I said, they have a lot of energy within them. And equine assisted therapy has helped kids with certain mental challenges.
Right.
So there's a boy called Harsha who rides with us. He's based in US. So he was diagnosed with autism when he was 4.
Okay.
And fortunately his dad got an opportunity to work in Florida at that time. Florida is an equestrian hub in the US. And he started his treatment over there. I met that kid when he was 18 and he was looking completely
Fine.
normal.
Wow.
Completely fine. And then last year when he was here again riding with us, he had actually started to manage the therapy center for the kids.
Wow.
So I think that is a massive development, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yes, I mean, see, all the animals rather would help you to find your mental peace. And I think even we as adults have certain mental challenges.
True.
But if you just sit right next to the arena and you see a horse galloping or just playing, or a dog playing maybe, then that gives you mental peace.
So I think overall as humans, it's so important for us to get back out there and connect with nature, with the animals,
Yes,
because
it is very
that's how we are
important.
naturally wired
Yeah.
to also function. Like,
The best thing when you come to the farm is
Yeah.
what I feel personally
Yeah.
is you can breathe fresh air.
absolutely, absolutely. And what I love about your farm also is the kind of sounds that
Yes,
that are there,
that are there.
about all the dogs and the ducks and all of that entire
Right,
bit of
and you
it.
can
So it's-
actually see all the 6 seasons over there.
ah,
Normally, you can see only 3:
right,
winters, rains, and summers.
right.
But there you can see the spring.
Oh,
Then
right.
you can feel the autumn.
Autumn. Oh, nice. It's wonderful. Yeah, yeah.
And it's the best feeling.
100%.
When the tree loses all its
Yeah,
leaves and
yeah.
you feel it's so shady
Yeah.
and then
yeah.
slowly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think even the interesting thing is the smells also that are there, the farm smells and
Yeah.
all of that. Like, and it just feels so natural. And I think it is calming. Like, just being there
Yeah.
is.
You should like
Extremely
it, Radha.
calming. Yeah.
But yes, I mean there are people,
Yeah. Yeah.
who come like this,
Yeah.
stiff.
Yeah. Yeah.
They won't understand
Correct. Correct.
the taste of it.
Yeah, but I think people should just visit.
You
just
should
to
always
experience.
bow down to
Yeah.
nature, and it will
100%.
give you most of the things which you can't get in your city life.
Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. So, Ashay, tell me, what do you enjoy, or which role do you enjoy more? Being an athlete or being a
Athlete.
coach?
Yes. Athlete.
Yeah.
Like I said, those 2 minutes are,
Yeah.
or should be rather, for every rider, I would say, you should never give up on competing.
Right.
Because the day you give up on competing, you stop progressing.
Right. Right. You stop challenging yourself also.
Exactly. And if you stop that, what will you teach? You will be limited to just certain things,
Yeah.
the basic things.
Correct.
So you have to keep upgrading yourself in order to upgrade your riders, in order to upgrade your center, your teaching,
Wow.
everything.
Wow. That is wonderful. So, which has been your favorite tournament?
Bangalore eventing nationals.
Okay. Why is that?
Yes. I was the only civilian competing amongst all the
Wow.
army people there.
Wow. Wow.
And then we had first 10 days was the national camp under a former Olympian, Rudolf Scherer. He was a French Olympian. So there was a lot of learning in those 10 days. And then, eventing was there. I was there with Arjuna. I think that was our last competition.
Oh. So it was recent, right?
Yeah, no, it was back in 2019. But
Yeah.
post that, he was
Didn't
more of a
complete.
schoolmaster and not a competitive horse.
Right.
So, I mean, that was fun.
Oh, that is wonderful. So, Ashay, that actually brings us to the end of our first segment.
Right.
So, guys, if you have been enjoying all the things that Ashay has been sharing, then make sure that you like this video. Leave a comment below on any other question that you might have to ask Ashay about horse riding or competitive equestrian sport. So, this actually now brings us to the second segment of our podcast.
Right.
This is something that we call as the failure feeling. Because as a sports person, there are numerous failures that we face, not just at the competitive level, but even during practice, Sometimes things don't work out the way that we want. And the way that a sportsman builds their mindset and, is able to overcome failure. So that is the reason why we have this as a segment. And you actually have a story to tell about, the failures that you've experienced and how you have overcome it. So can you share?
So see, every athlete will have to go through the ups and downs throughout their career.
True.
But as a horse rider, I would say, I don't know about the others, but as a horse rider, after every failure, if you just look at your horse or your first rosette or your first medal, and you just think about that day when you had won, and you can see that happiness within the people who has that trust for you, or people who have helped you a lot or supported you a lot to reach there. And that gives you that feeling of,
Wanting to push ahead.
Yes, starting it again. Or rather giving yourself and your horse a second chance to go and win certain competitions. And then see, this comes in your initial days.
Right.
Once you realize that throughout Sachin Tendulkar's career, he has made 100 centuries, but he has played more than
Correct.
10,000 matches, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's
I get
the
your
average.
point. I get your point.
Like Roger Federer has been competing throughout his
So many years now, yeah.
I mean, 38 years,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So
I get your point.
When you're a mature athlete, you understand these things. But for kids or rather someone who is just starting with their sports career, they need to understand that everything will take time. And yes, failures are what are going to make you a better athlete.
Correct.
If you don't fail, then you don't know what mistakes you're making.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a very interesting quote which I really like in this context is when you lose, don't lose the lesson.
Correct. This is very true.
Yeah. So, and does it happen that when you look at the rosette that you have or the medal that you've won, does that also help you to find that courage in normal day-to-day life, not just as an athlete, but overcome failure in different aspects? Like,
see, my everyday practice is what gets me
through
there on the horse every day. So what I believe is, I'm more into jumping.
Right.
Eventing rather, but yes, I love jumping more. So a hurdle is basically a problem for you and your horse, which you have to overcome. The higher it gets, you have to be more confident. You have to be, there with the horse too. So it's like facing a problem.
Yeah.
The bigger the problem is, you have to be more confident to face it and to overcome it.
Correct. So that's interesting. And from this, actually, what I realize is maybe every day the problem doesn't need to grow bigger.
Yeah.
It could be a different version of the obstacle.
Correct.
Because it's not that, every day one notch keep going up. But
no.
some days are good and some days are not. And still showing up, I think that is what.
Yes, like I said, as a sportsman, you have to be dedicated to the sport.
Yeah.
Whether you're losing, whether you're winning, whether you're not doing anything. Like I said, I haven't competed from last 4 years because my focus is more in the
teaching now.
In the teaching and in the center. But from this year, I really want to get back.
Wow, wonderful. And I think that's wonderful actually. For an athlete, it's discipline over motivation. Because motivation is external and discipline is just what's going to get you there every day.
100%.
So doing that.
You should be there every morning.
Yeah.
And you should always wake up with the dream that you have seen before you started with this.
So do it for that person.
You do it for that person, exactly.
Wow.
Do it for that kid who was innocent and who used to think that I will go to Olympics someday.
Yeah. Wow. So now, Ashay, that brings us to our third segment. So this is something which we call as Community Asks. So the Kritva community that we are building, so online, offline community. So instead of the podcast just being between the two of us, we want to kind of have that experience to all the people who are watching.
Yes.
So the kind of questions that have come in from those people or people who want to pursue horse riding or equestrian as a sport. So I would like to ask you these questions that have come from them. The very first one is, what is the biggest misconception that people have about horses?
Horses don't sleep. I mean, horses don't lie down and sleep.
Oh yeah, actually.
Yes, they do lie down and sleep.
They do lie down and sleep every day.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have to unlearn anything when you moved from playing to coaching?
I think I had to learn many things because, teaching is a different segment altogether. And my coaches at that time were all, So they were all army coaches. So they used to tell us, like, if you're doing a sitting trot, they used to tell us, tight. That's it. Today people need explanation and little elaboration for everything.
Right. Correct.
So
For them
that
to
is where you have
understand
to
it.
learn things, you have to keep
Yeah.
reading,
Yeah.
how to explain certain things in a better way to every rider, because every rider has got a different way of riding, different way of understanding, different
Correct.
way of learning.
Right. So you have to learn to be a better coach
Yes,
as well.
yes.
So just because you're a player or just because you know what is to be done, the way that or how or why is what you also need to learn.
Correct. I think a player has nothing to do with a teacher.
Right.
It is just your experience which is going to help you for teaching. But otherwise,
Yeah.
teaching is a complete different
Ball game
segment.
altogether.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. So, how do training camps help people understand the sport more easily?
Training camps are basically focused camps. Where we make them do different things, not just riding. Like I said, grooming and stable management, horse management. So that is what gives them a clear view about what
And a more holistic view, I guess, of what it means
of
to
what
be
it
in the
means to
sports.
be a horseman, what it means to be a rider.
Right, right.
And I think yes, that is why camps matter.
Oh, beautiful. So the next question is, so you've actually already answered this. I'm going to ask this to the audience. What is the youngest age for kids to experience horse riding? Okay. Ashay has already mentioned this in the earlier segment. If you know the answer to that, put that in the comments below. What is the youngest age for a kid to start horse riding? Now back to you, Ashay. So, any advice for parents if they want their kids to be competitive riders?
Yes. Just let them do what they want to do. I mean, if they want to be competitive riders, then parents have to be ready to invest that time in the kid. Like my dad has always been there with me throughout my career.
True.
Whether it be here in India, whether it be there in UK, whether today also he comes there every day to watch me ride, and he makes sure that I'm riding every day.
Wow.
So I think yes, parents will have to invest time more than yes, money comes, but it comes with every sport, it comes with every field rather. But time is what parents will have to give.
That's very interesting. What changes do you see in the kids after spending time with horses?
See, I think the confidence level, or certain kids are shy these days. But once they get into horse riding, around horses, they become more open to things.
Right.
So that is the biggest change that I've seen.
Wonderful. What does the future of this sport look like in India?
Oh, fantastic.
It's great.
I think better than any other country.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
So, wow.
In 10 years from now, I think India can be one of the best nations to compete in the global circuit.
That good?
Yes.
That is fantastic. And that's actually kind of reassuring as well because...
yes, see, and as a rider, as a trainer, as an athlete, every rider, every athlete, every trainer should work for this, and which I think people are doing.
So you
India
start
is doing
believing,
fantastic.
you trust in the government also, the kind of efforts that are being put also for that matter.
Yes. And like I said, there are more sponsors coming in,
True.
and there are more events happening.
Right.
So I think yes,
the future looks really bright.
Amazing.
Fantastic. So what is the kind of investment that is required to start in the equestrian sport?
Depends on where you want to start. If you want to start with us, it's 5,000 rupees.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
interesting.
the cost of our welcome package.
Okay. Oh, that is
Like I said,
fantastic.
so we charge around 1,300 for a lesson.
Okay.
But for new ones, the welcome package, like I said before, we are giving 10 lessons at 5,000 rupees.
That's like a no-brainer in that case. People should just sign up. Yeah, that is very
There are
interesting.
still some people who try to negotiate on that as well. But
I'm just going to go to the next
Cut
question on this.
cut this.
Okay. And of course, my final question for today. What do the horses give back to us as humans, which we don't even realize?
Patience and discipline is what I would say, because with horses, whether you're riding, whether you're training, you need to be patient.
So those are the two things.
So, yes.
Beautiful,
I
beautiful.
think that is what horse gives you.
Yeah.
And a lot many things. See, as a rider, you should take as much as you can. And that is what I tell all my riders, that some people, love certain horse and they want to ride that horse every day.
Yeah.
But then I tell them that why don't you explore more? Every horse has got different things to teach you, because every horse is different.
Correct.
So if you're not riding a difficult horse, maybe then you're rather losing certain things that you can learn from it.
Yeah.
And a difficult horse is what will teach you more.
Yeah, absolutely. Like stricter teachers.
Yes.
They teach you better.
Yes, because they are more sensitive.
Yeah. And I think they are more involved in your success.
Yes.
Because the kind of, you elevate to a very different level when you work with.
So you should have a combination of good horses and horses that need certain training.
Right.
Because then you can get those good things from an experienced horse, and you can try to get your young horse to that level.
Fantastic.
That is how it works.
Fantastic. Ashay, thank you so very much for joining us today and sharing such a lot of exciting things or information or insights about this sport. Right now is where I feel we should get out from the studio and just go ride with the horses.
You should.
So that is.
See, listening to these things is different, but actually experiencing
100%. So guys,
amazing.
I am going to go and experience horse riding at AK Sport Horses. They have a lot of options that you can choose from. So literally right from a hack ride to learning lessons to actually competing and being a part of their internal competitions as well, or even taking your kids from school or your employees from your corporate companies. So many different ways they have for all of us to experience horse riding. I am definitely going. If you also would like to join, let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for joining in today.